Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome to the Backlog Podcast number, 57. I can't believe it's been that long.
How?
Where'd the time go, right?
I don't know.
It's only been a month.
That's what I ask every time I wake up, I'll be honest.
Same. I'm always like, oh, I'm going to prep for this podcast, and then it's Sunday all of a sudden.
If you think about it,
years, like 20 years ago or 10 years ago to me, right? I'm thinking like Super Nintendo games and shit, but in reality, it was like the GameCube, and that frightens me.
If someone wants to go all the way back to the beginning and watch one of our podcasts every week, they can do it there now. 52 weeks in a year, baby. We did it.
I wouldn't recommend that. I'm gonna be
over
honest.
years worth of podcast. No. They got to see the progression. Like, like rags to riches story. You know what I mean? That's us. Rags to bitches.
I'm Matt.
We should bury those.
Straight
Anyways,
up.
I'm Quintessence.
August. What up?
And today we might be joined by Anjim. We don't know if he'll join us, but either way, he's here. Hopefully, he'll have a little bit of time to join us when he gets a chance. Anyway, guys, kind of just delving straight into it. August, where's your headset?
It's a good question. I will let you know when I finish finding it.
Okay.
No, today I'm on today I'm on earbud tech.
Oh, you're okay. So you do have you have headsets. Okay, because I heard some feedback. Sorry. Anyway, delving straight into it. Sorry about the tangent. Samurai Shodown is actually getting an official mobile port. Now, the confusing thing about this is we're not sure if the game is either going to have the game is either going to be straight off of the Netflix website, or it's going to be just a straight like mobile app that Netflix is porting. But I think this is kind of an interesting thing going on here, that that Netflix is like actually going to have games on their service.
I think it's sick. Sorry, what were you saying?
Yeah. No, well, Netflix has been toying with this idea for quite a while now, actually. They started talking about this back in, like, 2021, I believe. They were
Really?
like, yeah, we'd like to expand to have, like, games on Netflix. And I always thought that was a pretty interesting idea, to just, like, expand the Netflix library with games. So it's kind of cool that we're finally kind of seeing it come forward, maybe, possibly.
Yeah. I think it's a... Go ahead, August. No, you didn't get a chance to talk.
I was just gonna hop in and say I think it's genius. I mean, like they're cutting it on the Game Pass territory. You know what I mean? Like, what if one day Netflix's game library rivals Game Pass, and like rather than just like, oh, I'm just gonna go load up my PC and play Game Pass, it's like, no, like literally from any streaming device, be it your phone, you could just play a game. Like, that would be sick, honestly. I think that's what everyone wanted when people first started talking about cloud gaming. So
is our internet good enough, though?
Yeah, I know, right? For real.
Yeah.
America, I don't think so. Everywhere else, maybe. But no, I mean, even for like local games, this is totally sick. Like, imagine just like loading up and playing like Mario Party. I know Nintendo would never get the rights, but like Dokapon Kingdom, any of those party style games, like right in your living room from your phone. You know what I mean? 'Cause a lot of people don't know you can literally use your phone as a Bluetooth controller. In fact, a lot of emulators have that set up. I think Dolphin just added that as a feature as well. So yeah, just imagine popping up your phone and like playing like a GameCube or later era game on your phone. Totally awesome.
I mean,
you
cool. Definitely you won't, because it's Nintendo. But I think they do have Dolphin Mobile, though. I could be wrong. But Dolphin seems too optimized to not be on mobile. But this is sort of reminds me of how, there are some websites out there that have like emulators built into it. Like, there's specifically so you can go on, click a game, and then the emulator boots up without having to configure it. And I'm sure that works great for 2D games or whatever, but I mean, I can't imagine that working great for like something like Sam Show. But I mean, if you're playing a single player game, I can't really see it being a problem.
Yeah, well, I mean, like I've played on one of those online emulators before, and it was just for like Game Boy Advance, and it's still kind of like chugged. So
yeah,
I'm really apprehensive about their whole this just being an online thing.
Yeah.
really
Wait,
suspect about it.
So, question here: does Anjin have his mic on? Does he know he's muted?
Oh yeah, you're muted, Anjim. If you want to turn on the.
If you. Alright, you can hear me?
You want to turn on
Hey,
Yeah.
gotcha.
Oh yeah, if you just mute the stream.
Yeah. Yeah. If you just mute the stream.
I don't know what you guys are complaining about. I love the sound of my.
Alright.
All right, so
I can't hear y'all.
you can hear.
Do you have headphones?
Oh.
Yeah, do you have headphones on?
He might need headphones. He might need some earbud tech like me. But yeah, no, I mean, as we were saying, like, I just think it's cool. Like, I've actually played one of the old Sam shows in browser. Like, I think Humble Bundle before I bought it lets you demo the game. So I was playing like Sam Show 2 on the Humble Bundle site, and like, this is awesome. And this is the modern Sam Show that they're offering, the 2019 Sam Show.
Right.
But the cool thing about that is that like it plays on Switch. It has a Switch port already, and phones are basically Switch level hardware. So absolutely, I think this is going to be able to run on phones, at least for single player.
I think my phone might be stronger than a Switch. I don't know.
For real.
It could be. It's getting up there. But I think it's kind of interesting, especially with Netflix having at least a decent budget to be able to kind of get into the game and possibly get some of these lesser known games out there that, like, I feel like Sam Show is a great title that doesn't get the love and notoriety that it deserves. And it's a fantastic, excellent fighting game. And I'm glad that, Neo Geo, or I'm sorry, SNK is like spreading their wings to, get their titles out there more. But
I pray we get a sequel for this, because
we're still hoping for the rollback.
I'm still hoping for the rollback. After the 2 betas, I'm not as hopeful because neither of them turned out that good. But I mean, if they're willing to just re-roll, if they're willing to re-roll another port, or at least do a Sam Show 2, I absolutely think Sam Show would catch on. I think it literally was an amazing game that just kind of got by COVID and transfer over to like more online play than in-person play. But it's absolutely 100% a game that deserves to be around, especially with how much love they put into the rebrand of Sam Show. So yeah.
It's a similar story with Grand Blue, like games that just didn't really have a chance because of COVID and they're poor online. So
I think my only
Sam Show Rising.
Sam Show Rising. I think my only other like kind of red flag is the fact that the video itself on YouTube is at 360p, which doesn't really,
I could see each individual pixel.
Oh my god, it doesn't show that much, care about the actual game. But hopefully, they push out something. These people could have very easily have taken that Netflix trailer, which I think Netflix had taken down. If I'm correct.
They privated it. I think maybe it didn't render right. I have no idea.
Yeah, they probably just accidentally.
The only copy we have is that one, which is just some other third party.
Yeah, exactly. I'm pretty sure they probably put up the wrong version, or maybe it's not quite ready to come out yet, but, fingers crossed that's something decent. I'm not a big fan of, like, streaming things from games from a website. In general, I would rather just play it on, my hardware of some kind. I don't really like emulation either, which is why I typically, if I can help it, I buy my own games, but, let's hope for a great future for some gaming here on Netflix.
I love emulation. Emulation is life.
Yeah.
It is.
Well, as I said, I like both, but I mean, if we're going by the use cases of like whether or not they stream the game to you or local, Netflix was the one who put up the money to help bring Into the Breach, which is like a turn-based strategy game, to mobile, and that's just a local app. Like you just play it on your phone. It's not streamed to your phone. It's turn-based, so they probably could do a stream, but I mean, they're at least willing to make client-side games for phone. So hopefully that's what this turns into, and also gives me some sweet ability to play with other people online.
Absolutely. So kind of covering it really quick, since we haven't actually been here in a couple of weeks. I wanted to cover the EVO 2023 lineup here. But I know there was
coming to a theater near you in what, August, right? Like when is EVO?
I believe it's August. What's up, Banner? Do you know when it is?
That's what I was saying next month for EVO.
Yeah, soon. It's coming up soon.
It's coming up soon here. So there were some games that weren't actually shown on the main. So there's main stage games and then there's sideshow games, and I kind of wanted to cover both of them, so I just thought I'd pull that up really quick. So really quick here, we have Street Fighter 6, Guilty Gear Strive, Mortal Kombat 11 Ultimate Edition, Tekken 7, King of Fighters 15, Melty Blood Type Lumina, and Dragon Ball FighterZ Z, and also Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3. All of these are on PS4.
That's a surprising one.
What, Marvel 3?
Marvel 3, yeah.
Yeah. I'm glad, honestly. Marvel 3, I wish it was Marvel 2, because I want, like, when they promised that Legends event, I was so excited for it, because, like, oh man, this is going to be hype as shit. At least I hope it was. And
you COVID.
Yeah, then COVID, and then, you know, Mr. Wizard and that whole issue, and then it got sold, and yeah. I don't know if we're ever going to get the Legends event ever again. But instead, this year, you know, we got the Marvel 3 coming back as like a Legends thing, I think, instead. I don't know if that was exactly what they said, but it kind of feels like they're going to bring back older games. And you love to see it, you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
But at the same time, there's only so many times you can see Justin Wong, you know, win a tournament. So, the other...
I'm forever salty that MVCI didn't catch on. Like, I know a lot of people have mixed opinions about that game, but, like, going beyond the graphics, that game had sweet gameplay, and, like, it's been how long since Marvel 3 came out? Like, I'm ready for the next Marvel, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but... So,
really quick...
MVCI had, like, its own, like, group of people that actually enjoyed it, but the developers literally abandoned the game.
Yeah, I mean, it didn't make money, so that's how that works, though, unfortunately.
Right.
It's just not much you can do if your developer just leaves you out to dry.
Yeah, I mean, the game went broke. Marvel licenses are not cheap, and everyone, like, literally every one of the AAA Marvel games that came out in the last, like, 5 years, I know we're getting sidetracked here, has found that out. Because, like, how many Marvel games went tits up? Like, MVCI, Avengers, Guardians of the Galaxy, even though everyone praised it, did not do well budget-wise. Yeah, man, it's hard out here for trying to make a Marvel game.
So, on the other side of things, there's the community tournament side of things. So this is sort of like side tournaments and certain things like that. There's Blaze Blue. I don't know which version of Blaze Blue. I'm sure it's like the newest version, which I don't know. I think it's like Extend something. Capcom vs SNK 2, DNF Duel, Guilty Gear Exard 2 or Rev 2. Marvel vs. Capcom 2, so we're still going to get a tournament. It just might be hard to find. Persona 4 Ultimax, Soul Calibur 6, Street Fighter 4, Ultra Street Fighter 4, and then Under Night In Birth CR, I think. Is it Uniclear? Is that what it is?
Yeah,
it's Uniclear. Yeah, it's Uniclear.
Which is great. I just wish these were on the main stage, but I mean, I guess the closest thing we can get right now is Marvel 3.
Yeah.
So, out of curiosity, guys, what is your what tournament are you guys most looking forward to?
Yeah, I'll let you guys go first because I could go off this all day.
Probably Tekken 7 and Street Fighter.
Yeah.
I feel like MK11's just gonna be the same old. You're gonna watch somebody zoning with Cetrion, and you're gonna watch someone zoning with RoboCop, and
oh man,
then you're gonna leave just kind of disappointed. And then Sonic Fox just leave with another trophy. I don't know.
Oh yeah, okay. Justin Wong factor, got you.
Yeah.
No, I love to watch Sonic Fox play though, right? Like, don't get me wrong, fantastic player. Love to watch him play.
Yeah.
MK11's just boring as shit.
I think MK11 is a cool game, but yeah, I mean the pro scene is absolutely extremely stale at this point. So much so that, you know, I think everyone is excited for MK1, but even then, you know what I mean? I'm so, like, I don't know what NRS needs to do to not have their pro scene die in like 2 years, but they got to figure out something.
They could try supporting the game. That usually works.
Does it for them? Because they put so much money behind it, it still doesn't seem to work.
They,
anyway,
they basically abandoned it after like a year and a half ish. So
I'm gonna agree to disagree. But the point of case is, yeah, NRS scenes die extremely quickly, and that just is the NRS meta. But yeah, I mean, games I'm most excited for, absolutely SF6, absolutely Guilty Gear Strive. I think, in fact, in terms of early bird rankings, those are both sitting in the #1 and #2 spots. I think Guilty Gear actually, just an hour ago, they posted that it broke the all-time record for like a Guilty Gear for Strive. So as many Strive haters out there, there are a lot more Strive fans, and you know, I see both sides of the argument, but I mean, people are absolutely out there connecting with Strive. And absolutely, there's a lot of new players who have never played a Guilty Gear before.
Yeah.
So much respect goes to them for growing the scene. What were you gonna say, Quint? Yeah.
Well, I think like them simplifying some of the Guilty Gear systems really helped it break into a more broad audience.
Yes,
because
absolutely.
Guilty Gear has always been viewed as like, oh, you're gonna break your freaking fingers playing this game. This game's hard as hell. You know, and now that they've simplified it and brought it forward, it's doing very well.
Yep, and it just streamlined some of the systems. I think like a lot of people complained about how disconnected the YRC system is, and they actually, even a lot of like vets of Guilty Gear saying, well, it's like, well, actually the changes they made to the YRC do make more sense. It's just some of the Gatling combo law stuff we're mad about. But yeah, I mean, Strive is cool. I love that every character is just, oh no, this is an entirely different philosophy on what a fighting game character should be, and they apply that care to every single character. Like, I haven't seen a game try to make like every character just a completely different archetype so hard in a while. And much respect goes to them. Like Asuka, what a crazy idea for a character, man. I'm so excited to see some like insane Asukas just willing to risk it all on just RNG, like heart of the cards ass shit. Very excited for that. So yeah, I honestly can't wait to watch the Guilty Gear Strive tournament. Like, if all games put the same love and creativity in designing fighting game characters as Guilty Gear, I think fighting games will be much more magical plays. So, I mean, I'm rooting for Strive on just that alone. Like, that shit's fire. But yeah, I mean, I'm excited for everything else. It's just, I mean, Strive and Guilty Gear are what I'm here for this year.
Anjim, what are you most looking forward to, man?
I would say Street Fighter 6 because I love the game, and I played Street Fighter since I was 8 or 9, and to see it grow, and see the community, and see the huge prize, $200. I'm like, wow, that was mind blowing for a Street Fighter game. You never see a huge prize that huge. You know, the money, and the mechanics, the hype behind it. I was watching CEO Otaku, and boy, Street Fighter brings in the esports crowd. You got the commentator like Stacey and James Shin. That game, I played the open beta. I would say that's like the best Street Fighter in my opinion. I know disagree because of the drive system, that impact, and the monitoring controls and the classes. I just want to see more tournaments. I love it, and the other games I can see like Mortal Kombat, like Skullgirl, Get Strive, and the other, and announcements as well. Dragon Ball.
You're cutting out a little bit.
Oh,
it's all good. If you could
just
like, if you pull the microphone like in front of your face, I think you'll be a little bit better. I think it's just, I think your if you have a noise gate on, it's probably just cutting out a little bit.
Oh, okay. Love for the game is just bringing down his bandwidth. Like that's
it's all good. He's just getting too hyped. It's all good, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I totally
stuff, man.
I totally hear what you're saying. Like with Street Fighter 6, I agree that it might be the best Street Fighter ever. It's really early to tell because I'm hyped too, you know, and
we're in the honeymoon.
We're in the honeymoon phase, right? But it's like, when is it gonna turn? I'm just waiting for it to turn south and get really filthy, and like everybody starts doing crazy, cheap stuff.
It is a little already with like the drive rushes.
The drive rush stuff.
People are doing some disgusting stuff with drive rush.
Yeah. It's scary.
Man, DJ.
Watching someone just get locked down for like the whole fight, essentially, is brutal.
Honestly,
Yeah.
I completely agree. It's scary to watch, especially some of this like mix up tech now. Like I know Street Fighter, you had some strings in the corner, but it wasn't like rush back in. You don't know what the hell they're doing. Like this is a little nuts. I would not be surprised if they like farther down the road. Obviously, it's way too early to talk about game changes, but I wouldn't be surprised if they like put in something like a faultless defense like way later on, or just something to like, get off me. Because this stuff's crazy now.
There's,
I mean, even at the pro level, we've already seen just throw loops at the corner. I watched somebody just in the pro level just get thrown like 8 times in a row and then lose the match. Like that had to have been so awful.
Yeah, the offense.
I can't even imagine.
It's oppressive. It makes me sweaty.
Yeah, it's brutal. Like people are talking like, oh, Tekken 8's gonna be so aggressive. I'm like, yeah, but look at Street Fighter 6 right now. Like, it's all aggression. What's the defense?
That's nuts.
The
keep going. Yeah, sorry.
Basically, I was playing against a DJ the other night, and I was just I was playing against a couple of people who beat me pretty badly in a couple of sets. Like I think it was like 16-3 or 5 or something, and the person had, to be fair, the person had a 1-bar connection. All right, I'm not like I'm not hating.
Oh, here comes the Johns.
No, really though, it was a 1-bar connection, and I found out they're a trucker, so they have to play on like Wi-Fi. And so I'm like literally playing this person, and they're like they're really good though. But like
awesome.
It was like DJ was like teleporting his frames and stuff a little bit, and even without that, playing against DJ and him with his drive rush combos is difficult to handle because of like drive rush will eat your input. So let's say you're trying to DP on reaction, and like you DP as soon as they drive rush, it whips. That will not come out. And that is the one thing that will probably help lessen the pain of drive rush, is if they actually take away the drive rush's ability to eat your input on reaction. Because I mean, at the same time, it's like, if I understand that maybe that's the reason why they have drive rush, is to kind of like, they want you to go in, so they don't want someone to be able to counter hit that. It might be too easy, but I mean, I don't know. We'll see what happens. It might render drive rush to be, non-useful. But anyway, Street Fighter 6, an amazing game. I think for me, I really want to go and watch CVS 2 and Marvel 2 tournament. I definitely am going to be watching Street Fighter 6. I'm definitely going to be, on some KOF, some Tekken 7. Those are going to be my bread and butter, I think. Maybe even Street Fighter 4. Who knows if it's up and kicking around. But the EVO lineup looks amazing, and I can't wait to see how things go. Of course, I'm hoping that I hear from the Super Dragon Ball Z crew, and hear that they get like a little spot there on the side to do some side tournaments, because GP Bear out there doing work in the States, giving Super Dragon Ball Z some love. So definitely looking forward to seeing some of that. Speaking of which, speaking of talking about EVO, did anyone see that this EVO has actually had the most entrance of any EVO ever, I believe?
Wow.
Yeah.
What was the figure? It's like the total entrance was over like 9,000, right?
Yeah,
they're making memes about it. Yeah.
Yeah, they're making the Dragon Ball Z meme of it. And currently right now, Street Fighter 6 is ahead in entrance, followed by Guilty Gear Strive, then Tekken 7. Ultimate Marvel 3 is at number 4, which is surprising. Dragon Ball FighterZ at number 5. KOF 15 at 6. Melty Blood Type Lumina at 7, beating out Mortal Kombat 11, which is kind of shocking, actually.
Yeah, that actually is, because I wasn't aware anyone was still playing Type Lumina. Which makes me sad, because I think it's a fun game. I just don't think it was exactly what Melty Blood fans were expecting. Like, there's another game that, you know, I think they tried to update the system to modernize it, and not everyone was on board with the changes. But at the same time, it's also a game that I think, you know, COVID did not help because it's an anime fighter. A lack of the scene really endorsing it did not help. And then, yeah, I think also, you know, it's another game that not enough people really bought. So, I mean, even though they were giving you free DLC characters, that wasn't really enough to keep people on board. So,
Yeah, I agree.
yeah, kind of a bummer because I would have loved to see that game get a little bit more legs too. I would have loved to see more Fate characters. God, I just want a Fate fighting game so bad, but I don't know if I'll ever get that.
It exists. What are you talking about?
Yeah, a modern one. There are, like, don't get me started on the old Fate fighting games that are godlike that, you know, only small scenes touch. Because again, legendary stuff. But yeah, I mean, I want a modern Fate fighting game. I don't know if I'll ever get it, but Type Lumina was the closest I was getting for a while, and yeah, I mean, it's, you know, I would love to see more people watch and support that game, so I'm very excited for it.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's see. Kind of moving on here. I think obviously Street Fighter 6. I wouldn't be shocked to see if that had the most entrants of any Street Fighter ever. I think, of course, Anjim talked about the hype of them having the $2 million tournament for Capcom Cup, and you know that everyone is getting ready, and I think this EVO is going to be like a clear showing of the potential of who is going to be in that top 8 of the people that are, you know, possibly making that money.
Well, not only that, but it's the first official Capcom Cup qualifier. So as always, as the most celebrated and storied grassroots tournament, yeah, EVO is the first spot that I think auto qualifies you for Capcom Cup. If you win EVO, pretty sure you're automatically already in the shot for $1 million. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
absolutely, people are going to be gunning for this. The EVO champion is always looked upon as, you know, one of the best of that year. And I'm very excited to see. Again, you know, I don't know how much it was on the docket, but I've been watching a lot of the early tournaments. It's been really interesting to see who's out and dominating at the top from the switch over from SF5 to SF6. Who's that you haven't seen, and who from SF5 is, I'm not going to say fallen off, but really haven't kind of found their footing in the game yet. Mena RD, oh my God, he's crushing it. It's insane. Just absolutely destroyed at CEO. Using characters that people both knew and characters they just didn't know.
Right.
He's absolutely looking like the #1 player in the North America right now, which kudos to him, because, you know, I know after he won his first Capcom Cup, he fell off for a bit, but he grinded his way back to the top. This is a new game that he started, and he's still right back up there. So it shows he's absolutely a great player, and he looks like he's going to stay in the scene for a while. You know, in terms of our other Capcom Cup champ, Idom, I still think hasn't really found his footing in the game. You know, as much as he likes hybrid grapplers, Manon is not Laura. He's got nothing to cover his approach with, like the projectile Laura had. And yeah, I mean, I think he's struggling a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. Still an amazing player, but you know, I don't know if anyone watched Red Bull Kumite, which was today, this morning, 8 p.m., 4 p.m. East.
Let's not delve into that just yet.
Are we getting ahead?
We're getting ahead of yourself, okay? And what
all I'm saying is, yeah, it is interesting to see early who is good and who still hasn't figured out yet.
Right.
And I'm still looking forward to EVO to see that first big test.
Okay, so with the Red Bull Kumite out of the way right now, let's kind of take a look here really quick. I wanted to show off Haitani's list. He recently hit master, apparently, with every single character in the game, which is amazing. So he made us and everyone a tier list of his personal opinion of what tiers everyone belongs in. And disclaimer, this is always crazy because everyone has an extremely different opinion on tier lists. Yeah. And it's still very early. Yeah, tier lists are still like hard opinions, and I've seen some crazy picks. But this one has a little bit of merit to it with him hitting master with everyone. So, really quick, he has Cammy, Pen, and DJ in S tier. A+ tier is Luke, and Jury. I would say an A tier is JP, Manon, and Chun-Li. B plus is Guile, Blanca, and Jamie. B, Honda, Kimberly, and Marissa. No, I'm sorry. Is it Marissa?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, Marissa. C plus is Dulcim and Ryu. And C is Zangief and Lily. Now, I was kind of curious to see what you guys actually thought about this. And if you guys want to check this out, this is in the R Fighters subreddit. I also posted it in our Discord podcast chat. So if Anjim, you want to take a look at that, you're more than welcome to click on it.
Maybe we can like throw it up on the screen, or do we just because we have the multi screens, we don't have to break that down.
I mean,
it's too much work. It's too much work to do later.
That's why I posted it in, so you could actually look at it.
I got you.
But yeah, I was curious to see what you guys thought of this tier list, and do you think it's legit? You guys agree with this tier list? Anyone want to go first?
I think consensus is easiest at the bottom. And I mean, again, this game is wonderfully balanced, and honestly, it's kind of the two characters I think a lot of people are saying are the weakest are Lily and Zangief, which I totally see. I think that's, even among other tier lists I've seen, I usually see them at the bottom. What I find most interesting about that is that Akainu, someone in Ribble Kumite earlier, did some serious work with Lily. Or at least if I remember that correctly. I know someone did very, very good work with Lily. So, yeah, I mean, it's absolutely one of those things where it's like, okay, because the character is low tier, does that mean they just don't perform well in ranked? Or is the character low tier because people don't
know how to use them yet?
Because they don't know how to use them yet. Or is the character low tier, but because they're low tier, no one plays against them, so they get the bump on the knowledge check matchup. You know what I mean? I think there's so many interesting things that go into it. But yeah, I mean, it's very interesting because, I mean, obviously at the end of the day, if you know what you're doing, you can absolutely win with a low tier character. It might be more work, but you can absolutely do it. So yeah, I mean, I definitely agree that those are the lowest tier characters. I definitely want, Lily, because she's awesome, to get some buffs, as well as my boy Zangief to get some buffs. But I mean, at the end of the day, yeah, I mean, if you can still dominate even from, fighting from the corner. So yeah, I think it's an interesting list. Absolutely.
Quintessence, what do you think, man?
I feel like this list has Guile fairly low. Personally, I would put Guile up in the S tier, or at least the A plus tier, along with Luke and Jerry.
Right.
Because this is kind of like where Guile thrives. Like, these mechanics work really well for Guile. Guile is more able to force you to play his game. Like, Guile's just, he's eaten really well in Street Fighter 6. And I almost think that this list downplays him. But then there's also DJ in S tier, and I believe he's like the best character in the game. So,
Yeah, I mean, so I think the reason why he's in B is because he can struggle with pretty much most everyone here on some level. Each of these people have a way of combating Guile, and Guile's only kind of hope a lot of times is his Sonic Blade. So a lot of these people kind of will, could counter him easily in terms of especially to charge. A lot of times you have to stop moving, which kind of is a little bit hard to deal with, especially with, grapplers and, but who knows? Who knows? I feel like JP and Guile is a really incredibly tough matchup. Especially, considering Guile has to charge. JP can just spam his little ground attack. And there are certain times where you just have to eat mix-ups. And Guile really has to use a lot of his drive meter to be able to kind of bust through a lot of issues that JP throws at you. And then once you're out of your drive meter, then he chips the hell out of you with his stupid ground, spikes or whatever called.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's just him. Like, it could be worse, but I think it is a little bit of a tough matchup for him. Manon, of course, is a hybrid grappler. And then all of these other people kind of do in some ways have like they're rushed down, or they have like just some tools that can make him struggle. So I think that's why, but I don't think he's like B+ by like a wide margin. I feel like he could easily, be in A or A+ or even S in the right hands. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, we also have Chun-Li in A tier, and I think she'll probably end up moving like up slowly over the course of like Street Fighter 6's life, because Chun-Li seems to have a lot of like mechanical depth, especially with like all of her like stance cancels and stuff that she has now. So I think we're gonna see like Chun-Li move to like S tier prominence at some point.
Not only that, but the sliding under fireballs,
as people figure her out.
Yeah.
The
ability to slide under fireballs is huge. Yeah, no, sad. Yep.
Yeah, no, Chun is like huge in this game. Like her move pool is colossal for a Street Fighter character, and she has an answer to pretty much everything.
Yep.
Yep. But it's not immediately like accessible, I guess you could say.
I think one of the things that always elevates Chun is she's always a solidly technical character that has a tool for almost everything if you know how to use it. And I think we're still too early in the game for everyone to have figured her out. But I remember an SF5, because I think it was a more mechanically simple game at a universal level. When people started optimizing Chun, she was just so scary, so dangerous.
Yeah.
And I think if and when people figure out in this game, she is going to be a threat in every matchup she goes against. Absolutely.
That's what I'm thinking as well. Yeah. And then we have Ken. Ken definitely deserves to be in the S tier. Oh my lord. Ken's like plus loops. You can't escape if you don't have like gauge to escape. You're just stuck there. And then maybe he'll just throw you instead of doing the plus loop. It's kind of absurd.
Yeah.
It's easy too. Ken's also super easy.
So
it's a rough matchup for pretty much anyone that like has issues dealing with pressure. So
I would say if I were going to change something here, I don't think Jamie deserves to be a B+. I think he's far lower tier character than that.
Yeah, I'd move him down.
Yeah,
I'd move him to like with Ryu and Dhalsim even. Like
maybe at the best.
I don't see what Jamie brings to the game. Like
I hear when he gets all his gourd drinks, he is absolutely a threat.
He's okay.
That's the problem.
His gourd drinks.
That's okay. That's the problem. Is he's
suffering the Nikali effect? Like, oh, the Nikali's install is so good. Yes, but what about outside of that?
Yeah.
Oh, he doesn't really do anything. Yeah.
And it doesn't stack like Manon's medal. You know what I mean? Manon at least gets to keep her medals in between rounds. Jamie,
which is bullshit, by the way. She shouldn't get to keep her medals between rounds. What is that? Like, I understand Jamie not keeping his drinks. That's fine, but Manon shouldn't keep her medals. That's absurd.
In the buffs,
in one round, she could stack like 4 of them.
Yeah. Don't let her grab you.
And then she just kills you in 3 grabs in the
next
round.
Don't let her grab you,
like,
bro.
Wait.
Don't get got. Nah, man. In the buffs not worse, in the buffs not nerfs world, I say you get to keep everything, except for like the only like in SF5 I could understand you losing stuff. That was a different game, different pace, different feel. It was easier to get your tiers of things, but in this game, like like everyone should be able to keep it. You know what I mean? And just let it rock.
So should like Lily keep her win stacks?
I mean, well, no, because
Jury keep her stacks.
Lily's win stack. Don't even get me started on new Jury, because I'm still salty. We'll never get our mid fireball back. I'm so mad our fireball's a low fireball now, but that's beside the point.
You trade out the low fireball for like an amazing overhead and a new pressure tool. So.
Nah, man, give me my.
Jury's fucking great. A+, yeah, for sure.
All I'm saying is that like Juries and Lilies, like it's different. The drinks and the medals, you should just be able to keep them. And just like, I want a character that like gets scarier as the set goes on. Like that's a cool archetype.
I think the fact that we can have this conversation, and when I'm looking at this actual tier list, it makes me realize how balanced this game is in terms of like everyone has a good chance of beating other characters. Besides maybe.
I haven't seen Dhalsim do anything. I have not seen that character do a damn thing.
Dhalsims are weirdly technical, and I think this was one. I think this game is kind of weird because again, I almost want to say the devs thought Dhalsim in 5 was too scary, so they kind of overreacted by making him a little less scary. No, he was awesome. He was awesome in 5. Oh my god, offensive Dhalsim, that shit was awesome to watch. Yeah. But I think
Shouldn't be a rushdown zoner.
Nah, dude,
all right?
that was so sick. So sick. It's new school Dhalsim, baby. But yeah, no, I'm a little sad that he kind of went back to his kind of old, like, kind of stalish zoner ways a little bit in this game. Like, he still can rush now, it's just not as effective.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, I think Dhalsim will still, like, there aren't a lot of big Dhalsim fans out there, sadly. So I think it's going to be a while before people finally, like, figure out the limits of this character, if any.
Right.
I would love to see him tuned upward to be more like his SF5 incarnation, but I think it's going to be a long while before he gets there just because, again, he's a character not many people play. Let's just be honest. Yeah, we'll see.
Anjim, what do you think, man? You have any opinions about this tier list?
Oh, man, what did I say about JP? I hear a lot of stories about JP, how he has a grab and he could, I forget that movie. It's
the command grab.
Out of the ground. Now he's came out of the ground and something comes up. I forgot what it's called.
Oh, the ground spike.
Yeah, and also Marissa and Zangief. And I heard that they say Ihan was kind of broke. I was like, I don't think I see that. I see people who have a problem with Zangief and Marissa because they power characters. That's the attributes, and they deal with big damage. That's them. That's how they they huge. I don't know why people complain about that, but I mean,
yeah, big but slow.
Yeah.
That's kind of the archetype of those characters. And honestly, I'd love to see Marissa get a buff or at least a change because I think more people need to understand the threat of big characters. But yeah, I mean,
at the low levels, she has a lot of threat.
Yeah, like she can do a lot of damage just getting that damage. So I'd love to see her get some different moves. Like imagine if like off the like the big power arm that like is like a shield break, she had to cancel. Like either she could spend, like you had to decide at the time of the move, but you could decide to make it a feint or just decide to leave it. Like that would be so scary because like people have to make that split second decision. Is like, is she faking or is she going for it? You know what I mean? Like that would be so sick. I'd love to see that change.
I have one last comment. Whoever decided that DJ should have a double fireball should be fired.
DJ's back. My boy's back.
He
hasn't been back since SF2.
That's his only kind of tool though to like that's actually one of the only reasons why Guile struggles with him is because of his double fireball.
Yeah.
Except, at least when I was kind of when I was playing him the other day, you have to use meter to kind of get around that. Or you got to use Sonic Blade. I see the cats.
The cats are having so much fun right there.
They're having fun. Are they brother and sister or?
No, they're not.
No, they're just friends.
They are now, baby.
They're just buddies.
Been together for like
Vin Diesel style family.
4 or 5 days now.
Okay.
But your cats are mad cute. I'd watch a cat stream.
Oh yeah, pull Quintessa's cat stream. So, moving on.
No, I did just want to say that like,
oh my God.
Tier lists are cool. Gameplay is better, and as I said, I think a year out from now we'll know kind of more where characters stand on the average, and then we can start predicting changes.
All right. So moving on.
But based on tournament showings, Manon's way too low. There was like 4 Manons in top 8 for like every tournament I've watched. Yeah, it's been gross.
I think she struggles getting in. That's the problem I saw today. But
yeah, I guess, but she doesn't have struggles getting into top 8.
Nah, I think people are just abusing her damage right now to kind of get out of pools.
Maybe, yeah.
When she gets figured out, I think it's gonna be different.
I think after EVO, all of these characters that are doing this insane stuff, they're all gonna get nerfed, and then we're all gonna be sad. And
I think they're gonna get nerfed. I honestly,
and then Ryu's gonna get buffed.
I disagree with the whole. I really think in this new age of Street Fighter, I think the devs are gonna start waiting a lot longer before they make changes. Because
really?
I think it's gonna be one of those things where like, okay, let it settle. Let the players really figure out what's strong, what's weak, not what they just, knee-jerk reaction to what's strong, what's weak. And I think it's going to be like a minor tweak over major tweak philosophy. So I can absolutely see no nerfs coming out until like at least like 8 months from now. I can see buffs coming out. I think they're going to be like, if they're smart devs, if they kind of, I think, do what everyone in the FGC has kind of been hinting at for a while, like buffs, not nerfs, should be the priority. I think it's going to be a much longer time before nerfs. And a much shorter time before buffs. And I think that I would love to see that be the new meta for character change.
I mean, I'm pretty
Afternoon
sure
Tune, thank you for the raid.
It's gonna be coming. I'm pretty sure. Like, I'm 99% sure they're gonna make Drive Rush cost 2 bars instead of 1 because it's such an absurd tool. There's no way they just leave it so cheap and so effective. It'll kill the competitive scene because all you see right now is just Drive Rush, you guessed wrong. Full combo.
Yeah. I think they need to give a downside to Drive Rush, whether they make it cost more or whether they make it like, if you
make it cost 2 bars.
It changed how much it costs in combos or something. Just, you know what I mean? Like if you miss the combo, if you miss the hit with a Drive Rush, maybe punish you. I don't know. There's gotta be something.
You're only like slightly plus on well, you're plus. You're plus when you hit Drive Rush.
You're plus.
Yeah, you're plus.
It's a chunky plus.
But again, like it is a risk reward thing because you have to look at it like if you use the meter, your overdrive meter, if you overuse it, then you start taking chip damage. But yeah. It's definitely going to be interesting.
Care about that. They're just burning through that drive gauge because they're like, I can get these drive rushes in, and all I need is one wrong guess, and I can make them take like freaking 50% plus.
50, yeah, it's great.
The actual philosophy I think is like either you just kind of you use all of it at the beginning or you use it at the end of the round, and that's kind of like what most people are doing.
Yeah.
Johnny, we're talking about SF6 right now, but we're about to move over to MK1. Once again, shout outs to Afternoon Tune for the raid, much appreciated, man, and welcome Marley Loves Films for the follow, much appreciated. Hope you guys are all having a great 4th of July weekend. 4th of July, right? 4th of July week. 4th of July. Wow, yeah. So let's move on to
Time flies.
Yeah, did you have anything else you wanted to say about the man, what the tier list? Yeah, before I think he did say something about it. Did you have anything else you want to say about it, Anjim, before we move on?
Oh, okay, thank you.
All right, man. We got this.
So really quick, MK1. Let's pop on some gameplay here. I gotta mute this footage so it doesn't distract anyone. But you guys watched? Did anyone get a chance to actually play MK1? And if so, what did you guys think of it? Did
I don't have a PS5.
Those alpha keys went out to so few people.
Right.
But yeah, I mean that said, I watched some gameplay. I think the diehard MK people were like, "Oh, it's good." I like the combo system a little bit more than 11. I think everyone was just a little, not everyone, but I think Max and a lot of the other players just weren't really too happy with some of the walk speed, the dash speed.
They weren't feeling it.
The other things like that. I think the movement of the characters, they wanted a little more fluid. They wanted a little bit more quick. And I think that's the one thing everyone complained about. But other than that, I mean, everyone was pretty happy with kind of the updated combo system. Cameos, they said, cool idea. Some of the animations might take a little too long. But yeah, I mean, for the most part, people are still excited for a new MK, which is like, I think MK's problem is that like the FGC continually just kind of sticks up its nose at it for whatever reason.
Yeah.
I think they need to nail it if they really want to ensure the long-term success of MK, because, you know, while it might be the most successful game among casuals, if your pro scene hates it every time, it doesn't really have long-term viability, because they're the ones who stay around and play the game after the casuals have played story mode and quit. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I mean, they're the ones driving your sales, you know, a year or a month later, or, you know, down the line. So, yeah, I mean, you absolutely also need to make your pro players happy, and I don't know what they need to do that, but I mean, start taking a look at the complaints, and hopefully that will help resolve it. But yeah, it's a bummer, because again, I think I like that they keep trying with MK. I just want them to find a way to find that happy medium where both the pros and the casuals are happy with it.
I actually think it looks fun, and I also, just really quick, I stopped playing the actual footage because I just realized if I put this on YouTube, it'll get age restricted. So,
Yep, immediately.
Yep.
So, might want to hold off on that. But yeah, the game actually looks, now that I'm actually looking at it, to me, it looks fun. I think it looks like a lot of fun, looks like a good time to me, but I mean, I can also see how, you know, maybe other MK people would think it looks chunky, but I mean, I don't know. I feel like maybe, you know, how long has it been since MK11 dropped? When did it drop? Like
2 years, probably coming up in maybe 3. Is it longer than that?
Longer than that.
Like 2016, 2017?
No. I think MK1 probably dropped in like 2019.
I said
2020, early 2020.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's only been 3 years. I mean,
Right. No, that was Aftermath. Oh no, 2019.
Yep.
2019. Okay, so it's been a good amount of time since the last Mortal Kombat. So I mean, I feel like I hope they, you know, had really put a lot of time and thought and effort into this, and it honestly looks good to me. I mean, I'm sure it feels a little chunky, but also I feel like that's just NRS, you know? That's what NRS games do. They feel chunked, you know?
Yeah, those are NRS games, aren't they? we always see it, we always feel it.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen that one tweet where it's just like me in Mortal Kombat, and it's just a bunch of like jump cuts of him doing moves, and it looks like the most computery stuff in the world. Like he's like spinning around, it's like brah, 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 brah. Like that's how. Yeah, MK animations definitely have always looked a little like jank, and it's like, oh, okay, yeah, I'm playing a computer game. I get it. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think we have so many different eras of MK fans that, like, I think there's a lot of noise versus signal about what players want. You know, I remember mid MK, everyone was bitching about how vortexy and bullshit 10 was. But then 11 turned out, and then 11 turned out, and everyone's like, "Well, actually, I kind of missed the crazy vortex." And I'm like, "What? But you just
now that I'm stuck on this side and they're stuck on this side the whole fight, I'd rather be, you know, up brawling."
Yeah, it's like, oh god, it's like, yeah, seriously, being a NRS dev must be like having
a nightmare. Like,
just it must be a nightmare, because literally, like you do the thing they say they want, and then it's like, I don't want it anymore, and it's like, but we gave you character presets that you could play in tournament you could make your own custom characters, and it's like, well, you know what, that actually wasn't that cool. And it's like, do you know how much time we spent on dev and balancing just random character sets that were slots? And it's like, yeah, but actually,
so the
old thing.
I think the problem is that I think the problem really is that there's too many different voices that you get with MK. And since it's the highest selling fighting game of all time, it's Mortal Kombat, highest selling franchise. It may not be like the most passionate like fan base, like fighting game fan base, but you know, because of that, you get casual opinions, you get like, you know, mid-level opinions, high-level opinions, and it all kind of just, you know, it clashes, and I think it's hard to figure out who you're listening to when you're playing a game. And
who you should listen to.
Yeah, who you should listen to, and pro players aren't always the best people to talk to in general, you know what I mean?
No, because they're thinking at the pro level, not the intermediate level.
They're also thinking only for themselves most of the time, you know what I mean? And so it seems to be incredibly difficult to figure out, you know, what voices we should listen to. And I've heard even like other people in the community like say like, oh, they nerfed this game that I really like and everything was fine until they nerfed it, and it's just like, you know, it's all because they're listening to the wrong people. And it's like, well, you don't know that. You don't know who they're listening to. You're just making assumptions.
Exactly.
And there's no reason to believe that just because you think something should have been changed, that means that the problem is that people just don't want to keep labbing things. That's really what it is. Yeah. And I know for me, when I played Street Fighter V, I would just drop characters because everyone I played, they nerfed. You know, I played Nash, they nerfed him. I played Ken, they nerfed him. I played Alex, they nerfed him for some reason, and that was weird. So, you know, I get it, because it's like, oh well, this character isn't fun anymore. My low forward, you know, fireball to super doesn't work as well. My legs are stubby now. You know, they chop my legs off. You know,
legs absolutely chopped.
Every single character I played, they like nerfed their low forward medium kick, and it drove me nuts. But yeah,
MK is a problem, because again, there are just so many cooks in the kitchen of telling MK what MK should be, and it's like, I don't know. I think we're at the point where NRS needs to just, I'm not gonna say stop listening to fans, but like take a pause and try to figure out consistency and, like, you know, find the signal through the noise. Because there absolutely is, I think, good feedback the fans have. It's just like, you can't take every word on the street and try to build it into a collage, because you're just going to get a mess. Like, you need to kind of put together a linear understanding of what the most important things are. Because again, I mean, like, you know, MK9, crazy bullshit, not really a competitive game in the same sense, but it had a lot of fun bullshit. MK10, maybe too much bullshit, and it was kind of competitive.
Yeah.
But some of the bullshit was at least fun. MK11, they kind of changed it up. They're like, okay, well, everyone complains MK10 doesn't have neutral, so we'll make a game that's focused around neutral. And everyone's like, well, this game is too stale now. There's not enough bullshit. And it's like, what? So I hope and I pray one day that they find that happy medium, because I think there is a perfect MK game out there. It's just going to take a while to build. Which is one of the reasons why I'm so impressed with SF6, honestly, is because they literally looked back at the history of every single game they've made, and they tried to pull in elements in from every single game they've made to make the most cohesive game. And it absolutely worked out to a very cool system. Is that system perfect? Who's to say? But it's absolutely a cohesive and interesting system that takes, I think, a lot of the best things about every game they've made in the past. Including SF5. So I'm hoping MK can do the same one day. Is MK1 going to be it? Who's to say? I think, you know, the pendulum has swung backward, and, you know, because the pendulum, it's a nostalgia pendulum, and everyone's now nostalgic for, you know, just random neutral breaking bullshit of MK9 and MK10. And they didn't realize why those things weren't perfect. But I think there is a happy medium somewhere. I just hope they find it. And they start finding it in the DLC and the updates to MK1.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I don't know, man. I definitely think that MK1, and I was just thinking this. It's weird how, like, press and, like, public opinion affects the way people perceive games. Like, I'm looking at this game and I'm like, this looks fine. I don't know why people are bitching. Like, and I think the answer is that the public perception of NRS games and what, you know, maybe Maximilian would say, or, you know, your favorite pro player says about the game, you know, maybe will turn you off from it. Yeah. And it's crazy how much, like, persuasion people can have.
I agree.
Influence, like influencers.
I honestly, like, I think in the absence of actually playing or seeing games, or even movies for that matter, for themselves, people are way too quick to just jump on opinion bandwagons of things they think they agree with without actually ever seeing them. Yeah. Because, man, I mean, I was just talking about this, about wanting to do movie reviews again. And point in case is, like, so many big movies have been slaughtered lately in the box office, and it's like a lot of them are like, okay, I went and saw them, and like, it was a fine movie. This is a perfectly okay movie. In fact, I would say it's a better than average movie, but no one went to see it, and the internet, you know, proceeds to shit all over things even when they haven't seen them. So yeah, no, literally the Flash. Yeah, the Flash is at least a top 4, top 5 DC movie, and yet it is being burned to the ground in the box office. It is probably going to be like $150 million loss for DC, if not more. And it's like, well, that's unfortunate.
I'll be so Johnny G says the Flash was bad. See, personally, I enjoyed it. I had fun. That's yes, the CGI is bad. Yes, the story is kind of silly at times.
Sometimes it's amazing.
I don't think I ever said it was amazing to myself.
No,
but
no. That's what I'm saying.
It just isn't bad at times.
You can't put that word in my mouth. Amazing.
It's weird because that's a movie where you clearly see not all CG is created equal, and like you can clearly see where they spent the money for the effects versus where they did it.
Yeah.
The scene with the babies is terrible. But the scene where he runs from Central City to Gotham City, amazing. Just godlike scene.
See, I didn't even like the way they did his running. I thought it looked weird, but
his whole run is weird. He runs with zero form. He's not a runner, which is hilarious. He's the Flash. Like no human actually runs like that.
Yeah,
but again, that's beside the point.
It just looked like he was on a treadmill, and
yeah,
I'm sure he was on a CG treadmill. It doesn't matter, green screen treadmill, but
probably.
Cosmic treadmill.
But anyway, like I personally, I enjoyed the movie overall. Is it kind of dumb? Is it stupid? Yes, but like every big blockbuster movie is kind of stupid, and it's
for a DC story. It was easily. I know we're off track again, but I mean, Warner Brothers own NRS, so
oh my
related.
God, no. I'm gonna give you this one sentence. You finish it.
All I'm saying is like that was easily a top 5 DC movie. I guess DC has a lot of shit movies, but they also have some pretty good movies.
Just have like a lot of mediocre movies, really.
And when people finally see it, I think in 10 years they're gonna be like, actually, this wasn't that bad. I don't know why everyone hated at the time, but everyone hated at the time because it's easy and fun to hate on DC movies, and no one's going to theaters, so it's easy to hate on something you haven't seen. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I think that's definitely it, and with Ezra Miller having the best track record ever, that he definitely didn't help with his current history in run-ins with the law, and a lot of when I would look at comment sections of the movie, it's literally just everyone being like, I'm not seeing this looks stupid, or this guy is a terrible person, and it's like, yeah, I get it, and yes, you're right. But I always hate when, sometimes you're maybe not giving something a chance because...
Yeah. Well, especially something you haven't seen. Because, like, again, there are people that have done many worse things and people have gone to see their movies where he just was like, wow, this dude's fucked up and breaking into people's homes to steal alcohol. Clearly, he needs some fucking help.
That millionaire.
And yeah, it's a shitty thing to do, but there are many worse people out there making movies, like Roman Polanski. Anyone? I mean, I shouldn't even compare those cases.
Like, and not only that, but like, how many Weinstein movies have you seen that were probably really good? Then you just now you're like, you don't even think about it because it doesn't say Harvey Weinstein.
Anyone?
Yeah,
I mean,
whatever.
Yeah. Like House of Cards. I don't know.
You could go on.
Yeah. All I'm saying is that like The Flash was not in any way a bad movie. If it was, I would say better than an average movie. But like, again, it is what it is. No one's gonna go see it, and if the internet jumps on the hate bandwagon, it's a train with no brakes, baby. No brakes. Is what it is.
And at the end of the day, the people that buy the game aren't gonna care what these influencers say. They're just there because they enjoy Mortal Kombat, and there's nothing wrong with that. No. Don't let
Mortal Kombat sells really well. Like
always,
period.
Always
you're looking at the vocal minority.
Yeah.
Because Mortal Kombat is genuinely like one of the like highest selling fighting games.
It is the highest selling fighting game.
Yes, it still is. I think the highest selling fighting game. Again, the problem is like if you're going to talk about the competitive scene, what can we do to keep people sticking around in this game? And I don't think NRS has figured it out yet.
Honestly, I feel like that. Not to delve into it, and we're not going to. Okay, but I feel like that question is irrelevant now. I feel like at first it's sort of like we had to ask ourselves, how do we keep people that don't play fighting games into fighting games, and the answer is you don't. And that's just the way it is, man. It's like learning.
For Street Fighter 6, apparently it's adding a really cool like story world exploration thing, because that's pulled in a lot of people that don't even play fighting games.
Yeah, World Tour has pulled in a lot. It's just a fun casual mode. That's not a traditional story mode. I mean, it's goofy, but like
very mediocre.
Like its goofiness. Yeah.
I wasn't a fan personally, but it got people playing, and some people even like wow, I didn't know fighting games could be this fun, and then they started playing like actual like online matches and stuff. Like crazy.
But to bring it back to MK, the irony is that they've been doing this like since MK like 9, and we don't appreciate them for doing it.
Yeah.
Because once
No one
always
appreciates
enjoyed
NRS
the
for
crypt.
doing anything.
It's like
no one appreciates NRS for doing anything.
that's the thing. Is
I
like
love the crypt. I hope we get another crypt. The crypt is fun.
yeah, Smash single player is another good example. Like no one actually appreciates that, but it's like the Street Fighter is such like a hardcore fan base game that it's like when Street Fighter does it, it's like, oh, they've done it. They finally, they figured out a way.
They
but
cracked the code.
It's like, no, other people have done that. We don't need to, there's nothing special about them doing
Does
it.
anyone else remember like SF2's Weapon Master? Like that shit was godlike. Like how many games are doing that anymore?
Soul Calibur 2, you mean? You said
Yeah,
SF2. You
I
said
said
SF.
SC2. I said SC2.
What did it?
Pretty
What?
sure you
What?
said
All
SF,
right,
but it's
chat.
fine.
What did you
It
guys
doesn't
hear?
matter.
What did everybody hear? I heard
Doesn't
SF2.
matter. You don't
It's
have
fine.
to bring chat into this to
Yeah,
show
come
off
on,
this
bro.
being
It's fine.
wrong.
Dude, Matt's the type of dude who bring in chat to try to win a fight with his girl, man. That's just like.
Well, I mean, what girl? What girl?
Yeah, what girl?
I'm just saying, bro.
Look, I'm spending my Sunday with you. What do you
Why
think
there's
this
no
is right now? Like, you
bro.
think I got a girlfriend, dude?
Bros
come on.
before
Yeah,
hoes.
what the
anyway,
fuck?
you know what I'm saying?
All right. Anyway, so speaking of which,
MK1's poorly balanced.
it's
not
it's
out
in
yet. I don't
beta. It's in.
Yeah,
I know,
alpha.
but it's
Alpha.
poorly balanced.
Finds out that
alpha.
this game that has a beta, the first beta has infinites. Oh my god, it's not finished.
I mean, that's not the big. That's not the most like, I guess, egregious thing. 'Cause, like,
Anyway,
the
let's
cameos,
move on.
Yeah,
you
we
choose
gotta-
Cammy.
Let's-
I mean,
let's
not
move
Cammy.
on.
You choose Sonya, or you get the hell out.
Let's
We
move
choose
on.
Cammy.
I do like the
Sonya,
return of the
damn
90s
it.
outfits. That's all I'm saying. Like
Yeah, that's
spandex,
cool.
lycra spandex needs to come back. I miss the 90s and the 80s.
I just
So-
didn't get any talk on Mortal Kombat, right? All right.
Yeah, it's okay. Well, did you have anything else you wanted to say before we move on?
Who, me?
Fuck
You,
Liu Kang.
but yeah, you, Anjim, you got anything?
That's fire god Liu Kang to you, scrub.
Yeah, whatever. Fire and lightning.
You
god
dare to
Liu Kang.
challenge a god?
Well, MK1, I would say that going back to the balancing, I understand a lot of people don't. You're not gonna please everybody with balancing because create that perfect fighting game, but I know it takes time. And I know they listen to the fans, but sometimes they don't know what they're talking about. But as a developer, you got to know what works and what's not. But as far as the cameo fighters, they come out here to see Marvel Capcom 1. I'm talking about the Clash of Heroes, the first one that had a support system. That we select your two fighters and you select the support. Remind me of that a little bit, and the Haitani is more gruesome than ever. And also, MK is a new generation. I know they had the first MK in the 90s, and it's not the first time they reboots itself. We got the 3D one of Deception that Armageddon was, but then the reboot 2001 version, then AK11 that reboots. Now we got this. So
Yeah, as I said, they've tried. I totally agree. They've tried rebooting so many times before. I like that they're at least pretending to try to stick with this one. I hope they actually do just stick with it. I like the idea that Raiden isn't an elder god anymore. He's just a normal dude. That's kind of interesting because it's a whole new time. It's a whole new timeline, a whole new cycle, whole new whatever.
I can't wait till they
they're
recap
playing
the
them
story of the past two
Yeah.
games.
I know, right? I
That's
said,
gonna
I
be
hope they make some big
fantastic.
changes. Like throw away some small characters and make some characters more relevant. Where's my boy Stryker?
No. Yeah, no,
He's a
that's
cameo.
Not throwing away.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just a cameo.
He's just a cameo?
We can't throw away smaller characters because then we throw away Stryker.
No. Like it's
Stryker
time
forever.
It's time for my 3D characters to make a comeback, bro. I want to see my Nataras. I want to see my Blazes. I want to see my like random characters
No.
from like the realm that you have know nothing about.
Never was there a worse take on this podcast than that right there.
I know. I'm actually physically disgusted.
Where's my MK Deception?
Where's my Movado?
Where's my
representation?
Bo Raicho?
Where's my Bo Racho?
Where's my Bo Raicho, bro?
All right.
Art fatalities.
2D had its turn.
That
2D
was
supremacy.
kids don't buy 2D games anymore. So no, it's anyway. It doesn't matter. Anyway, the Steam Summer Sale is here, guys, and I don't know if you guys had a chance to look at it, but there are tons of fighting games currently that are
so many
on sale.
Started on the 29th, goes to what, the 13th or something like that?
Yeah,
you still got a little bit of time. Yeah,
we're going to the 13th here, and there was a nice little post on Our Fighters here, so if you guys want to check that out, that will be in the description of the YouTube video, or we can throw it in chat if anybody actually wants to know what the actual link is here. But I have it all written down, and I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to break this down into 2 parts because there's a lot of games. All right.
sleep streak.
So,
Only sleeping.
starting from the top. Steam Summer Sale Fighting Game Edition. Here we go. Skullgirls is 90% off at $2.49. With DLC, it's $17.
Get it while it's hot. Get it while it's hot.
Melty Blood Type Lumina is $27.49, 45% off. With DLC, that's $38. That's pretty good, not bad. Still a little expensive for a game that came out in 2020, but it's all right. Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battle is $4.79, but with DLC, it's about $25, and that's
And it has rollback.
And it has rollback. It's, you know, still pretty good price on things. Not too terrible, right? Central Fiction, Blaze Brew Central Fiction is $9.99 with DLC. That's about $17. The DLC is how they get you in these sales, by the way.
Game is
So
godlike, though. Central Fiction is a godlike
really bumps it up quite a bit. Guilty
Game's off like 80%, but the DLC is still full price.
Indeed, yeah. It makes it almost like a full price game. Like, for example, Guilty Gear Strive is $30, 25% off. Base game, but with DLC, it's about a full price game at $56. So kind of bumping it up quite a bit.
Is the DLC discounted? Because I know normal DLC for
no, it's not.
22. Right?
I was looking through all of the pages here, and this is just kind of what I pulled from the.
That's not even all
Steam.
DLC either. That's just
there's
the
two
first pass.
seasons. There's 2 seasons. Yeah.
So, you know, when you guys are going through this, make sure you actually go through, look at the games, and double check what I say here, because I don't want to, you know, you to buy this and then miss season pass 2 or whatever.
All I'm saying is if
blame
you
the
got
backlog.
the money, support the devs.
Blame Matt.
baby.
It's not us.
Indeed.
One more Guilty Gear.
Mortal Kombat 11 is $4.99. That's 90% off. That's really good. And that might be the Ultimate Edition, but you might want to double check that. And
Ultimate Edition probably makes it like 7. It can't be that expensive.
something like that, but that's still really good. That's still like really good for a price. MK which has all of the DLC, I believe, $5.99.
You can get Ultimate for $9.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, Ultimate MK11.
It's a good game.
$9.
It's a good game.
I know I'm going to buy MKXL and 11 because I don't own those on PC, but I really wanted them. Speaking of Soul Calibur 6, about $6, 90% off. The DLC is about $9. That's really good, man. That's everything. Another game that's going to get you with the DLC is Dragon Ball Fighters at $8.99. DLC bumps it up to $38, which is kind of crazy. But still, that's everything for about $40 with tax or so, right?
And if they do ever figure out the rollback, I think that will be a revitalization of that game.
100%.
It was absolutely super popular. It just kind of went away because of the lack of online scene. And if that comes back, it's going to be popping again.
Yep. So a couple more of these in part 1, right? I didn't realize how big this list was. I apologize.
It's colossal.
It's a colossal
Fight,
list,
baby.
right?
Grand Blue Fantasy Versus, $2.
Get that hot mermaid on
90%
mermaid
off.
action.
About to get to that. Hold up, guys. I'm just bumping through the list, and then we can talk
All right.
about these. Okay, I'm sorry.
So excited.
Well, you skipped that one on the list.
Oh, I did. Oh, my bad. Oh yeah, Grand Blue Fantasy
And
Versus is $2, but with DLC is $14.99. Tekken 7 is about $6. With DLC, it's about $16. So that's actually, you know, not too bad pretty good, but like it depends on if you're kind of missing out on these games. Ultimax, again, I don't know if I've said this already, $14.99. DLC with the Midnight Channel Collection is about $28. I believe the Midnight Channel Edition comes with a soundtrack as well as the entire DLC. So
yeah, I think it does.
You know, Persona always having a fantastic soundtrack.
P4 I hear is a great game. P4 Arena.
It's a solid game.
I've heard it's a very
game.
very solid game.
Also has rollback as well recently.
It does. It does. They added rollback.
Yep.
Power Rangers Battle for the Grid is $9.99 with DLC. It's about $15. That's a fantastic game.
It is a fantastic game.
Yeah.
What were you saying?
I don't know if it has rollback or not, but
no, it does. It started
does.
rollback. It was built with rollback from the beginning.
It was built with rollback and crossplay.
The saddest part about that game is how the development of that game ended. Because I think the devs tried to put a shit ton of money in crypto, and
oh no,
y'all know how that went. You know how that go.
Right.
So yeah, I think development on that game ended a little early, but it was absolutely amazing while it lasted. Just a fun, crazy balls to the walls. Active Switch, which is that new modern era tag fighting Power Rangers game. So. Just a fun game. If you want some crazy frenetic shit to play on a Friday night, try Battle for the Grid.
Absolutely. Ultimate
it's
Marvel
still on Game Pass also, just to keep people in the loop on that. So
absolutely. And that's gonna wrap up part 1. But we're gonna continue with part 2 here. Doing a little bit of a mini video here. We're making some videos for online here, and then we're gonna talk about this.
It's just efficient. You know?
Just efficient here, yeah, exactly. We're
max CPM, baby.
Max CPM.
You gotta go for it.
So continuing on with part 2 of the Steam Summer Sale of fighting games is Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 2, which is $7.50.
Three. It's 3.
Sorry, my bad. Marvel vs. Capcom 3 is $7.50. Million Arthur's Arcade Blood is about $8. Fantastic game. Actually, haven't really played it yet, but I might pick that up.
Anime Fighters.
Under Night in Birth is about $5 with DLC being $7. That's CLR, right? That's the most current version.
Yeah, that's the most current version. Keep in mind the DLC is just one stage and one character, so it's not like the best.
I mean,
it's
still $3.
The coolest thing about Uni, if you don't know about Uni, is it offers some of the most comprehensive, teach you how to play fighting game mechanics and tutorials in the entire industry genre. So if you absolutely want to go into a game that tries to teach you how to play the game up to high level, or at least a very high intermediate level, check those games out.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, it's also great for just like a couch game or something like that, because anyone can literally just pick it up and hit buttons and stuff will happen due to the way that the combo system is structured.
Yeah, it's very much in the Melty Blood family, right?
Yeah, with reverse speed on every character.
So moving
That's
on.
an anime mechanic, if you didn't know.
Moving on, we have Guilty Gear Rev 2 for $14. I believe that's everything, which is fantastic.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the Giga Collection.
Guilty Gear Ascent Core Plus R is $2. I'm sorry, $3, roughly.
And it's got rollback.
It's got rollback. Fantastic deal.
Rollback.
Marvel vs. Capcom. Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite is $8 with plus DLC. And then I think there's a deluxe edition that has everything for about $12. Ultra Street Fighter 4 is $4. King of Fighters 15 is $14.99. With DLC, it's $21. Injustice 2, $4.99. Plus DLC is about $6. Mortal Kombat 11 plus Injustice 2 together, like both games together, like Ultimate Mortal Kombat 11 plus Injustice 2 Legendary Edition is $10. That's really good. That's
both of those are full DLC
Max
packages.
value.
You get all the Injustice 2 DLC, and you get all the MK11 DLC.
And keep in mind, both of those games have cinematic story modes, so there is a lot of single player content you can go through.
They both also have rollback.
Yes.
Yeah. So I actually think that's gonna wrap it for part 2. But I figure we can kind of just talk about the rest of the games now, because this is going
The
a
list
little.
is too long.
The list is far too long to sit here and list it all off.
There's a lot of good deals. If you want to play fighting games, if you want some arena fighters, if you want some couch fighters to play with the homies at home, if you're trying to play with your SO, they got fighting games that are fun and simple. Fantasy Strike is on sale. There's other games that are on sale. Baby Fighter's on sale.
Indeed.
Go get you some games. Go get you. There's a lot of fun fighting games out there that will just teach you the basics of fighting games and just how to have fun with them. So get some for cheap. Get them while it's hot.
Do you guys have any of these games that you're going to be picking up here on this list?
I think I have most of the games on the list. I might take a hard look at P4 Arena. But nah, I think the one game that's in my cart right now is actually just a random platform fighter. Like, again, there's some amazing indie platform fighters that have been made over the past couple years, and I think the one that's in my cart is literally only like $2. So absolutely hyped just to pick up some just random indie stuff. I think Stardust Valkyries, it's a $10 game. It's on sale for like 99 cents. So yeah, just get you some games.
For sure. I was kind of looking at picking up some of the soundtracks here, as well as like Rumblefish 2 and the Breakers Collection.
Collection looks amazing. Yep.
And then there's also a really good deal here on the King of Fighters triple pack, which has King of Fighters 13, 2002, and 98 for like $9. So that's like 3 games for about $9, which is really good. I was also
popular ones too.
For sure. I think there was like one other thing I was looking at. Oh yeah, the like Garo has like a soundtrack. I was looking at Killer Instinct soundtrack. And then Fighting EX Layer, it was kind of crazy because it was like $8 for base game, and then the DLC is $90.
Yeah.
But the color, all you need to really do is pick up the color pack for $6 and Terry for about $5, and that would kind of make it about $15, like 17 or so, maybe 20, depending with tax. Bad math. Don't take my word for it. Do the math.
I don't think I'm really picking up any of these. Like, I'm tempted to pick up Grand Blue Fantasy Versus.
Right.
But, man, delay base netcode. But it's only $2, so it's just kind of like, whatever. I could just have some fun with the homies playing some Grand Blue.
Yeah. I mean, there's, again, fun with the homies.
Lethal League Blaze. Actually,
ooh, that's
League Blaze.
Yeah, 100%.
That game is actually stupid fun.
Lethal League Blaze and original Lethal League are both on sale. So if you're playing either of them, they out.
Yeah.
Yo, Anjim, you got any games you want to pick up here, or you're looking at?
Man, I'm going to start, but I'm more of a console person because my PC is kind of bad. But the games you mentioned, like XLR and Fantasy Strike and others, I got on my backlog, so I haven't touched those in years. But as anime fighters go, I had played Grand Blue. It's kind of fun.
Mm-hmm.
And I heard of the Often game, but them Often. I played in at a convention, and I know they had Iori as a guest character, and I know one of the characters from High School Girls, the mute one. She had the purple dress. She arcade machine towards you. Play that one. Oh, what about Arcana Hearts? I never heard.
Arcana Hearts?
Yeah.
Yep. So it's an old anime fighting game. I think it goes back like 15, 20 years. I can't remember how many there are though.
Yeah.
I actually never got into that game, but if it's in here, I might pick it up.
It's anime ass and anime titties and anime fighting.
Don't forget, like, a lot of games that are not traditional fighting games, like Arena Fighters, are on sale too. And there have been some great ones lately. The Demon Slayer game, Hinokami Chronicles. I hear that is an amazing arena fighter that is very fun to play. It has decent online, and that's on sale.
Is it on sale? So it
yeah,
didn't.
that's
So that wasn't included in the actual list that was.
It's I think Arena Fighters weren't really on that main list because no one loves.
That's
Arena
not fair.
Fighters, but
That's not fair to Arena Fighters.
yeah,
it is 50% off for the Hinokami Chronicles.
Yep, so that's on sale. My Heroes 1 Justice, the My Hero Academia game's on sale. That's down from like $60 to $9. So if you want to play any of the My Hero games, I'm sure the One Punch Man game is on sale. I don't know if many people play it, but I mean, if you're into arena style fighters, any of those like Naruto, Shippuden, Tabaruto, whatever's. Yeah, those are on sale too. So
Yeah, Jujutsu Kaisen.
Jujutsu Kaisen.
Yeah, it's one anime arena. They just announced it today. I think it's on Anime Expo. They just announced
they
it.
making a Jujutsu Kaisen game? That'd be sick.
Yeah,
they announced that yesterday during the Bandai presentation.
I'd play that.
Yeah, we don't know anything other than like a little trailer that we got.
Again, I'm waiting for arena fighters to get their real shine in the FGC proper. I think eventually one will come out that will really hit. And
I mean, really, all it needs is just like a little more like depth and some more like thought put into the balancing, and I think arena fighters could pop off. Like
I would absolutely love to see that.
They need
who it brings out.
They need to take the pages from Pokken and
yeah, exactly.
Tenkaichi, honestly.
Yeah.
And only because I've actually recently got to experience the depth of Tenkaichi 2, and I was like, oh my god, this game's kind of crazy and would take a lot of time to get good at. But anyway, but other than that, guys, I think that's gonna do it for the podcast. Quintessence, where can people find you, man?
We're gonna holler about Kumite. I thought we were gonna quickly give the Kumite result.
I think we'll save it for next time.
Go watch Red Bull Kumite. The VOD's on Twitch. It was good.
Yeah, we wouldn't want to spoil it because it was good.
Yeah, I still want to watch it actually.
Yeah, you can find me streaming on Twitch, Quintessence HD. I've also started a Kick, so Quintessence HD on there as well. And then I post on Twitter for now. I don't know how long that's gonna last. Also Quintessence HD, and of course on the Backlog podcast. Just vibing.
All right, now. Anjim, where can people find you?
Well, I'm on Twitch, of course. Then there's YouTube. Then there's Twitter, of course. Elon, Ray Limit, and also I think I said YouTube already. I got Instagram and TikTok, so you can find me there.
All Anjim? All AnjimPlays? Is that your handle? Like AnjimPlays on everything?
Yes, yeah. One of them, that is. The TikTok is too. They think so, yeah. And it should be all.
All right. August, where can people find you?
Same back time, same back channel. Being the resident news gremlin of the Backlog podcast. Will I start streaming one day? Who knows? I'm too lazy to set up stuff, but I could. You never know.
All right, guys. Well, you can find the Backlog on Twitch, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. Pretty much, you can find us anywhere you get podcasts as well. Other than that, guys, I hope you had a great night. Enjoy your 4th of July, and we'll see you soon. Peace out, y'all. Bye-bye.
Peace.
Be safe. Peace out.